Hi guys, how you doing? Senior Gaming here, and in today's episode I'm bringing you Psychic Idol, and I've got for you best setup for a guild battle. So if you're Psychic Idol player or perhaps Idol gamer, then make sure you subscribe to the channel as I post as often as possible and bring you best tips and advice. And if you enjoy what you see, then smash this like button as well. Right then guys, so obviously a guild battle is a must-have. You're gonna come in and contribute to that every single day. And it's not only about individual reward, you also want to contribute highly to overall growth of your guild. The higher level you're gonna have, the more benefits for yourself and the guild members. So today I want to show you a best skill set, how to maximize your damage output. So we're gonna get straight over into a guild menu. So from a top one, from the right hand side, the main menu, you're gonna head over to a guild. And as mentioned, there are individual rewards, so let's just get over that very quickly. So participating in the battle itself will reward you with a guild coin, and therefore I highly recommend that you're gonna spend it only and mainly on Underground Mall Key. Obviously this dungeon itself is responsible for the computer parts, and you will never have enough of these. Exchanging that for the parts will obviously increase every single aspect of the game. So when it comes to choosing any one of these five, I would definitely select Underground Mall Key. At the same time, you want to save some of these coins, as for instance the ongoing event we've got actually is forcing you and requiring to spend some of the guild coins in order to get more contribution and rewards towards this event. So therefore, if you're already spending in here, make sure you always got a handful just in case of ongoing event. And finally, when it comes to battle, obviously you're gonna have two entries every single day. You wanna select your best ability, and you want to go here as much offense as possible. Previously there was a case where the boss itself could stun you. Now it will only keep increasing damage over time and will finally kill you anyway, but the case is that you want to deal as much damage as possible. And when it comes to skill set, that is exactly the one you see on your screen, and I'm gonna get them into more details for you in just a second. So let's just head over from a guild itself, and I'm gonna go to a village. And let's just tap on a superpower and discuss them in a greater details. So basically what we're doing here, you want to go with a singular basic attack with as many buffs as possible and a chance of resetting a cooldown. So when it comes to basic itself, I'm currently using Ice Bullet because I got it on a level 23. If you actually got a CTB on a decent level, you'll definitely want to replace that with this very last basic attack. I probably wouldn't recommend Laser, it's just too slow. You're better off with Ice Bullet. But once you unlock and got a good level of CTB, then go up for it. But then apart that very basic attack, which as you see this is one I'm currently using, you will be going for 4 different upgrades. And the first one being Ultimate, which is pretty much a very last one from the upgrades, and as you see, the reason for it is a massive damage boost, and that's pretty much associated with all the 4 buffs we are applying here. So Ultimate will increase a damage dealt x4 as well as increase attack speed. Obviously bear in mind these stats will be changing depending on what level you've got, but the main principle stays the same. It's extra damage and attack speed. Then we go in for a Hyper Focus, and in here again we increase in attack and attack speed. Then we top it up with Amplify, further attack for a 300 seconds, as well as Mortal Wound, which will increase your critical rate and critical effect. And then cherry on top, because end of the day when it comes to a singular attack, Ice Bullet, you're gonna cast it all the time, but once you cast all these 4 buffs, you want to have them reset as soon as possible so you can keep applying this high damage output. And the reason for it, you want to have your distort time, as this is basically cure to all of your skills being triggered. Again, as you see, this will reset all the superpower cooldown time, and you're gonna keep casting the buffs over and over again and keep progressing with your high damage output. So let's just see that in a practice, shall we? So we're gonna head over to a guild, and I'm gonna just enter the boss itself. And as mentioned earlier, there is no stun anymore, so you can just stand at any given point on the map and just keep dealing as much damage as possible to the boss itself. Right, so you're just gonna head over down. And as you see, we have now casted all the buffs, and we just keep dealing as much damage as possible. And obviously, when it comes to a first 2 buffs I have mentioned, the cooldown is not as bad, but for Amplify and a Mortal one, you got you got 300 seconds, and that will be pretty much impossible when it comes to a good damage output. But because of this skill which will reset your cooldown, obviously what you're gonna see next few seconds, this will trigger all the buffs to be applied once again. Okay, so now we're gonna go with the skill, and then bam, we have just got all the buffs again, and then you can clearly see the total damage is increasing. The moment the buffs are wearing off, obviously you just pretty much tickle the boss, there is no damage dealt whatsoever. But once you have all the 4 buffs triggered at once, this is where the all damage happens. And as mentioned earlier, at some point the boss will start hitting harder and harder, and obviously that's the result of it. So we got a 400 coins, so basically we just got another ticket for Underground Mall. Okay, right then guys, so that will be it. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have, then make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash this like button, and as always, I will see you next time.